For over 1,000 years, Constantinople stood as one of the most glorious and strategically important cities in human history. Founded by Emperor Constantine the Great in 330 AD as the New Rome, the city became the beating heart of the Byzantine Empire, the eastern continuation of the Roman Empire. It was a crossroads of civilizations, commerce and cultures, connecting Europe with Asia and Christianity with the East. Constantinople was more than just a city. It was a fortress of faith, culture, and tradition. Its walls were legendary, massive triple layers of stone and moat that had protected it from invasion for centuries. These fortifications had withstood dozens of sieges, earning the city a near-mythical status. Many believed it could never fall. But in the spring of 1453, all of that would change. At just 21 years old, Mehmed II, Sultan of the rising Ottoman Empire, had a vision that would alter the course of history forever. He was determined to take Constantinople and make it the capital of a new Islamic world power. But the city wasn't just a strategic target, it was symbolic. To conquer Constantinople meant defeating the last vestige of the Roman Empire. It meant challenging the Christian West and placing the Ottomans at the center of a new world order. Mehmed was no ordinary young ruler. He was educated, fluent in multiple languages, and obsessed with ancient history. He had studied Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Hannibal. He wanted his name to be written alongside theirs, and he knew that Constantinople was the key. In early 1453, he mobilized an army of over 80,000 soldiers, including elite janissaries, cavalry, engineers, and sappers. He commissioned massive siege weapons, including the famous basilica cannon, designed by a Hungarian engineer named Orban. This monstrous weapon could hurl 600-pound stone balls across great distances and shatter even the strongest fortifications. Constantinople, by contrast, was a shadow of its former self. The once great Byzantine Empire had been reduced to a city-state. Emperor Constantine XI Palaiologos, the last Byzantine emperor, ruled a population of just 50,000, with only about 7,000 to 10,000 soldiers to defend the city, including foreign volunteers and a small Genoese contingent led by Giovanni Giustiniani, a skilled Italian commander. Still, the defenders had hope. They trusted in their mighty walls, their faith, and the belief that Western Christendom would come to their rescue. Pope Nicholas V called for aid, but Europe was fractured, divided by politics, rivalries, and fatigue from previous crusades. Help would not arrive in time. On April 6, 1453, the Ottoman bombardment began. The thunder of cannons echoed day and night. For 53 days, the city withstood wave after wave of attack. The defenders repaired the walls nightly, resisted tunneling efforts, and repelled countless assaults. At sea, the Byzantines managed a small victory when they forced a few Christian ships through the Ottoman blockade and into the Golden Horn, raising morale inside the walls. But Mehmed had anticipated everything. In a stroke of military genius, he ordered his men to drag Ottoman ships overland, across wooden logs, to bypass the massive chain blocking the harbor. The sight of Muslim warships suddenly appearing inside the protected Golden Horn stunned the defenders. Constantinople was now under siege from all sides, land and sea. Despite their bravery, the Byzantines were running out of time. On the night of May 28, knowing that the final assault was coming, Emperor Constantine led a final religious service in the Hagia Sophia, attended by Catholics and Orthodox alike, a final symbol of unity before the end. In the early hours of May 29, 1453, the Ottomans launched their full-scale attack. The city walls shook under cannon fire. Thousands of soldiers stormed the fortifications in waves. After hours of brutal fighting, a small gate, the Kirkaporta, was left unguarded or accidentally opened. Ottoman troops flooded through, and the city's defenses collapsed. Emperor Constantine XI is said to have removed his imperial regalia and fought alongside his men, dying in battle. His body was never definitively found, adding a layer of mystery and legend to his end. By mid-morning, Constantinople had fallen. Ottoman troops surged into the city. For 3 days, as was customary in medieval warfare, pillaging occurred. But then Mehmed entered the city in full procession. He rode straight to the Hagia Sophia, the grand cathedral of Eastern Christianity, and ordered it to be converted into a mosque. He performed the first Friday prayer there, claiming the city not only as a military prize, but as the spiritual heart of his empire. He then issued firm orders: protect the city, restore its population, and revive its glory, now as the capital of the Ottoman Empire. Mehmed II became Mehmed the Conqueror, and Constantinople was reborn as Istanbul. But the impact of that moment rippled far beyond the city's walls. The fall of Constantinople marked the final end of the Byzantine Empire, the last remnants of Rome. It sent shockwaves through Europe, which saw the loss as both a military and religious catastrophe. Many Christian scholars fled west, carrying with them ancient texts and knowledge that helped ignite the Renaissance. Trade routes changed, the balance of power shifted, and a new chapter in world history began. Historians today often refer to the fall of Constantinople as the symbolic end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the early modern era. It was the day an empire died, and another one was born. A city fell, and the world changed forever.